There are lots of things are going through really slow, and I'm going to kind of work down the list, and we can go back. I'll give you a couple minutes on each one, and how about that? And then we'll go back to questions, whatever y'all have. Does that work for everybody? Let's start with the Asian part. So I got to play a little political strategy. I still make lots of mistakes in this. I'm learning how to be a politician, but I think we've made some progress with this. I'm on the Agriculture Sub and Agriculture Full Committee, so the governor had this big farm bill coming through. And we do need to preserve our farmland, but I was opposed to the whole easement thing. That concerned me a little bit. So we argued back and forth, me and several others, about that. And I saw an opportunity to put an amendment on that bill. And the amendment would have supplied the non-federal, 25% non-federal partnership that the WRDA requires for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to install these barriers. So the barriers are two different price ranges and depending on what they're going to put in. And so that's somewhere between $1.5 million and $3 million for us if the state were to do the non-federal partnership part of those. The Corps of Engineers is supposed to start in April. It was either late March or April, having public hearings about placement of those. I would encourage y'all to go out to those meetings whenever that is announced. They'll come out in the paper and all that kind of stuff. The Corps of Engineers is working on a timeline. They have $650,000 appropriated for the Asian Park work right now, and they're working against that with what they are doing, what little they're doing now. And they plan in January 25 to start the design and engineering for the barriers, and they're going to base that on these conversations with the public meetings that are coming up on where the locations of the installation are going to be. So we talked to the governor. I talked to the governor 2 times about this, try to get him to put it in the budget to get that $225,000 per barrier included in his budget. He did not do that. I think he was sympathetic to it, but the 25-year-olds around him that run things in Nashville probably weren't. And that's not dissing 25-year-olds. It's dissing. Sometimes you got to act like you're in charge. But anyways. So I've been working with TWRA and worked with the Corps of Engineers. We've had several meetings about this. I have a commitment from Mike Bell to TWRA that the money will be there when the federal government needs it. We still have a budget appropriations amendment for 225 times 2 that's going in for those barriers somewhere in the state of Tennessee. I didn't even specify where. We need to get that started to start slowing down the migration of those fish. And so we'll start hearing those budget appropriations, I think, next week and the week after. But I do have a commitment from Mike Bell that they'll have the money there. TWRA's position, the governor's office position, I think because I've kind of got them a little bit, just to be honest with you. They argued back about the 225, saying the timeline wasn't going to work because Congress is dysfunctional, which is a true statement. And that there would not be a budget appropriations in place for the January 25 work to start. For us to support that, we have to have it in our July of 24 budget because of the overlap of the budget cycles with the federal and state government. But we do have a commitment to have the money in, and the chairman of the Agriculture Committee is very much in tune with this. He lives in West Tennessee, he knows how bad these carp are. So we're going to dedicate an entire meeting of the Agriculture Committee to Asian carp. I think it's on April 3rd, so be watching. And we've got the Corps of Engineers. We've asked them to come and talk timeline. Hopefully we'll have the Wattsboro Ecology Group. Some of y'all may be members of that will come as well. And we'll put a whole hour and a half into that topic. That's helpful. The budget amendment that I turned in to put money in modified the farm bill and took out the whole easement thing because I just think that's a bad idea. And it put that money in, but it got lots of attention, and I think that helped us get the commitment from TWRA. So that's the update on Asian carp. Fake meat, I'll stay in agriculture.